And I'll mute all of you and then start my PowerPoint presentation. And if you have any questions at all, I'll be happy to answer them at the end. Make sure you take notes. Make sure you have lots of questions at the end for me, all right? And make sure, once again, you participate inside the chat box. I would really appreciate that from all of you. There we go. All right, so let me get this up here and put this over here and put this over here and share. All right, give me a second here. I'm just going to put people into the participants here and admit somebody else. So, okay, well, I want to thank you all for being here. I know your time is extremely valuable. Welcome to How to Attract High Quality Clients from LinkedIn in 2024. Man, 2023 was such a tumultuous ride, up and down, so many changes on LinkedIn. And really, the landscape has changed dramatically on LinkedIn as far as what's working, what's not working for lead generation. You cannot do the same things you did 10 years ago or 5 years ago, or even back in the early 2023. I mean, it's all changed dramatically. So I'm going to hopefully go over as much stuff as possible for you and give you some real insight. Take notes and admit more people here and make sure that you have questions, all right? So I'm not going to even go to put the thing. I was going to going back and forth from computer from like Chrome to PowerPoint here. So I'm just going to admit all again. More people are coming on here. All right. So first question in the chat box. LinkedIn can be somewhat confusing. In the chat box, type Y or N if you agree or disagree. LinkedIn's confusing. Yes or no. You find it's easy to use. Put in the chat box, please. Yes or no. Just a Y or an N. All right, go ahead. I'm looking to see. Yes, no, 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 yes, no, yes, no. Come on, keep going. A couple more people, right? Okay, a lot of people say yes, some people say no. Okay. I find LinkedIn's very confusing. I find one of the most confusing things about LinkedIn is when they change something and they don't properly announce it. They don't properly put information on the internet. Even sometimes it's frustrating as heck when you go on the LinkedIn website itself into the help section and you try to ask a question and the information on LinkedIn is outdated. So, I found that was really helpful to start doing these webinars back when LinkedIn changed the interface to what it is now. I think it was about maybe 7, 8, 9 years ago when they changed the whole platform as far as how it looked. Microsoft bought them and everything else. So, I just find that LinkedIn can be very confusing. Oh, more people coming in here. Admit all. Okay. So, why am I qualified to teach you? Why me, right? Well, I've had over 26 years. I should change that. That's 20 new year over here. 26 years of website design, internet marketing experience. I'm a husband and a father. I have really strong family values. 14 years plus as a LinkedIn trainer. I've helped my clients generate millions of dollars in sales over the last 14 and a half years. I have great information for you guys today. Learn how to use LinkedIn's robust database, because I'm sure you've all heard the saying, the power is in the list. Well, LinkedIn has the list, and you need to tap into it to make sure you can leverage that list also. So, and don't believe what I say. People, isn't it hard when people come to you and you finally got someone to agree with a meeting for you, and then they say, well, send me some references, send me some referrals. And I always tell people, you know what? I'm not going to have my clients give you referrals because they have their own businesses. I'm not going to share their secrets with you. But look at my recommendations. The thing that we're talking about today is recommendations on LinkedIn. How many do you have? Do you have any at all, right? Recommendations? Because let me ask you this, and I'm sure this will resonate with all of you. How many of us have gone on Amazon shopping, right? And how many of us look at reviews, right? We want to buy something. We're not quite sure how many of us look at reviews, right? We all have done that. We've all relied on reviews with other people to make sure that we are in the right place, buying the right thing, the right service. So don't believe me, believe the 141, 143, it's always changing on my side here, of people who have reviewed me, people have given me reviews, right? I have a very, very strong work ethic. And in fact, the first thing I'll do is ask you on LinkedIn, send me a connection request. So let's grab this over here. If you're not my first connection on LinkedIn, I always have no connection requests because I do a lot of prospecting on LinkedIn on a regular basis. Oh, let's do everyone in the meeting here. Okay. So here's my LinkedIn profile address. Please send me a connection request. I'd love to be connected to you. I'm about to crack 30,000, and I would love to be one of your connections on LinkedIn. So why LinkedIn? Why should you be on LinkedIn? Why not, Facebook or Instagram or TikTok and everything else? I've tried those platforms beforehand. You know, I feel that LinkedIn really lends itself to professionalism, to business. LinkedIn is not Facebook. LinkedIn is not TikTok. It's not, Instagram. It's not what's XX, right? What a shit show that is on X right now with Elon Musk doing all those crazy things on there. So why LinkedIn? Well, LinkedIn was actually started in 2003. It's only 20 years old, acquired by Microsoft for $26 billion. So imagine being in business for 13 years and they got bought out for not 26 million, but $26 billion, right? That's really valuable. It shows you that the platform has something really great to offer. And voila, LinkedIn finally cracked 1 billion users. So in November 2023, LinkedIn now has over 1 billion users with a B. A lot of people in North America, other people in the world. And a big factor that people don't realize is LinkedIn has probably the highest per capita wealth as far as how much somebody is worth on other social media platforms, which means if you prospect properly on LinkedIn and you do a great job of telling people who you are and being authentic on LinkedIn, the people who want to hire you, they have the money to hire you, right? You're not doing a lot of, I find there are much less tire kickers on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is really the place to be, right? And once again, here's a little article on, AI features for job seekers, but LinkedIn hit 1 billion people in 2023. Does it sound familiar? Are you facing these problems? No more long hanging fruit. Your calendar's empty, burning time trying to get meetings, or you have people who come to your meetings and are like, yeah, just do some research over here. I'm not too serious about things. As opposed to the people, I get on LinkedIn sometimes are very serious. I had closed a deal last week of someone who didn't want to, I've seen your stuff, Al. I've seen what you can do. Let it is going. As long as the price is reasonable, which it is on my services, I'm not too worried about everything else. I believe you. I trust you. And that's what it comes to. Can people trust you? I call it the credibility hump. And it's very important that you do your profile. So once someone books a meeting with you, that they're not going, you show me 10 references and show me this and show me that. They believe who you are because your profile is so amazing and so complete. I believe there are 4 pillars of success for LinkedIn on 2024. What's the winning strategy? Well, it comes down to what I believe is number one, having an amazing profile that convinces your prospects you are the right person. Consistency. So many people hire me because they know what to do. It's just a matter of they don't have time to do it or they don't know how to do it properly. Are you consistently every single week adding new connections? Are you commenting on other people's posts to get engagement from them, right? Are you building a relationship? Are you posting your own content? Is your content getting, do you have authentic content marketing? And is your content getting engagement? Do you have an engagement strategy? I'll tell you why it's so important later on. Are you using the LinkedIn event platform like I'm doing today, right? Imagine having a bunch of people coming onto your webinar on a regular basis who want to deal with you. And I'm using a LinkedIn event platform because I finally cracked the code on how to use that thing properly to make sure you get people showing up to your webinars and make sure you get people interested in your services. So it starts with LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile has to be more than a business card, more than I'm the CEO of my company. It's got to be a marketing tool, right? You got to be able to create engaging content. And I'll show you today how to use ChatGPT, which is sometimes a life changer as far as creating quality content or creating the wording that can go on your videos or other things to make sure people will engage with your content on LinkedIn, right? Promote your events, build a massive following, right? If you don't have an amazing a profile, I'm probably not going to connect with you because if your profile lacks professionality, right, you haven't paid attention to your personal brand, most people say I cannot be adding value to my profile or my network if you don't have a great profile to begin with. So having an amazing profile is so important, right? You start cover banners and photos, right? Everyone's heard of the saying, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Hopefully my LinkedIn is working now. Wasn't beforehand. I was getting like so much problems when I'm on Zoom. So hopefully this will work properly here. Let's turn this one off here. Come on. Okay, so we've all been on the My Network tab. I'm not sure why it's not working, but I find that people often on My Network tab will look at your picture, will look at who you are and what you do, and go on your profile. And if your profile isn't amazing, hopefully this will go on to my. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let me show you the same thing here with My Network. Come on, My Network, work for me. So the first thing is your banner, right? I'll wait for these other pages to load here. Hopefully they load. Your banner, and actually I might have to use. I find that Chrome recently has been really weird. Let me just try Edge for a second and go to LinkedIn. Here we go here. Okay, let me sign in quickly here. And then use this one here instead. Okay, so here's my network. So people send you invitations, and this is what they see. They see your profile photo, and they go, okay, well, should I accept Andrea's profile here because she's on my webinar and she has a beautiful profile picture and she's smiling? I will. I'll accept her. Richard Johnston, same thing. Beautiful profile, headshot, smiling. Sue, I will send hers. I will get, hopefully Atif is on here. And once again, if you haven't sent me that that invitation to connect with you, please do so now. Right? Go on my profile. It's in the chat box. Send me a connection request. So let me just go here and look at one that maybe, okay, here. So here's Akil Renum. I don't mean to single it. Hopefully not in the webinar, Akil. So people who have a logo as their profile headshot, one big takeaway, write this down for yourselves. People want to deal with people, not some nameless, faceless corporation. So if you're putting a logo as your headshot, I'm not going to accept your connection request. I'm going to click on ignore. Okay? So very important. Next thing is, do you have a great looking banner, right? So here's what I see. I see this so many times on LinkedIn, right? Here's a profile headshot of a building and no cover banner, right? So what's better, this or one of these, right? One of these amazing, engaging, really professional looking. Here's Marion Vivian. She's smiling at hers. I mean, really, you really have to have an amazing looking banner because the landscape on LinkedIn is getting crowded. People are becoming more cautious of who they accept invitations to. People who are sending invitations with a sales message, don't do that. People who are sending, a no message at all. I like sending a message with my connection request, right? So all these things are so important to make sure that you have a professional headshot and a professional banner. When you're doing a headshot, you do not need, I feel personally, to have a professional photo shoot for your headshot. What you do need is the headshot looks professional, and look at all the people here. What are they doing? They're all smiling, right? No one wants to deal with that headshot they see here on LinkedIn. Let's go back to Chrome for a second, see if I can see one of these here. There we go here. So let's go here and see if I can find one of the ones that I always see that I just go, no. So here's Jonathan Menser. Hopefully not in the Bernard Jonathan, right? Here is Jonathan looking all cool, Mentor Media, 956 had, connections, obviously very, very, very new on LinkedIn, right? He has 200 million people on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I don't care about that really. And Jonathan isn't smiling, right? I want to work with somebody who is smiling, who looks friendly, because when I start working with them, I don't want someone to be, grumpy Gus, right? I want someone who's going to be professional and, work with me in a professional manner, but also look friendly, be friendly, right? So it's very, very important. People who are smiling in their headshot have a 30 to 40% bump in their connection request approval, right? People actually approving them for a connection request and accepting their connection request. They have a 30-point bump. Let's see if there are any people out here. 200 mother best friends, right? People talking about bots. So once again, save your connections or your messages or your questions to the very, very end. I'll be happy to answer all your questions to the very, very end here, okay? So why optimize your profile? It's called LinkedIn SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization. And LinkedIn is actually really good at telling you whether or not your profile is all-star, is fully finished. As you do your profile on LinkedIn and you drop down on your profile, right? It has this stuff over here, add profile section, and it will tell you how complete your profile is. So make sure that your profile is 100% complete. I'm not sure they have the same thing because I don't see it anymore because I'm already at that point, but I'm not sure if it's all-star anymore. But, very, very important you have your profile complete. If you do, you will not only, have more people accepting your connection request, but also when someone searches for your service, let me keep on using this over here. Let's say lawyer, right? People, what? How can there be no no results found? Wow, thanks, LinkedIn. Also, something that you gotta know is LinkedIn's glitchy, right? LinkedIn will show you that no results. So they refresh your page, and now I have 1.4 million people on there. So internet and LinkedIn are glitchy. If it doesn't work the first time, refresh your page. Doesn't work the second or third time, maybe restart your computer and try it again. That often works. I'm not sure why, but recently on Chrome, I started getting kicked out of LinkedIn every 5-10 minutes. I'm not sure if everybody else is seeing that on Chrome only, not on Edge or Firefox, but Chrome only. So LinkedIn has some explaining to do. Anyways, why has Salim Palas showed up on my profile or my search at number one? Well, number one, he's in my area. He's in Calgary. Number two, look what he has in his profile. Now, obviously, it's not complete. I wouldn't do this as far as his headline, but he has his number one key phrase. So lawyer here and lawyer over here. So what you want to do on LinkedIn is you want to properly copywritten so people can read it and it makes sense. Not like old Google SEO where you just put key phrases everywhere and you all of a sudden rank, but properly put in there the key phrases that if you wanted somebody to find your service on Google, like for a lawyer, like for a Calgary lawyer, right? What would they put into Google is what you want to have as your first key phrase on your profile. So here's my profile again on LinkedIn. Where does my profile go to? Let's go back over here and come back over here, go back over here. So I want to be known on LinkedIn as a LinkedIn lead generation expert. Here is my first key phrase I have in my headline. Then I have something called a pipe. So I like this format. It looks clean. Now the pipe is above your enter key on your keyboard with your shift key going down. So I put my first phrase or thing I want to say about myself into my headline. Then I do a space, I do a pipe, then a space, and then I put my second phrase in there. DM me today, content marketing and boosting. How would you like 5 to 15 new sales calls every single week, which I've been consistently delivering to my clients over the last 14 and a half years. Let me tell you a little story here. Back before I really niched into LinkedIn, I've been on LinkedIn since 2006. It started in 2003, and I used to spend probably $3,000 to $4,000 a month on Facebook ads and SEO and Google AdWords. And I stopped all of that when I started doing LinkedIn lead generation because LinkedIn has provided me with all my leads except for word of mouth, obviously, over the last 14 and a half years, where consistently I have 5 to 15 brand new sales calls on my calendar, the same way I do for my clients every single week, bringing people to their profile and letting them see who they are, their greatness. It's so important to do that nowadays. Let me go to the chat box for 1 second, see if happening anybody else. Happy connect. Okay, and make sure you send me the connection request also here, not just putting your own LinkedIn profile. Although you can if you do that if you want to on LinkedIn. Please get my connection request also. So, uh, you know, uh, and LinkedIn has saved me so much money. I figure I saved probably over $250,000 in the last 14 and a half years using LinkedIn. And I'm amazed in 2024, so many people on LinkedIn are not using it properly. They're not seeing the lead generation. Many people come to my website and come to me saying, "Hey, Al, I'm getting people accepting my connection request, but when I message them, nothing happens. They don't respond to me. They don't get back to me. And what can I do differently?" So I came up with some really great ideas on how to get engagement. So engagement is as important as getting those connection requests accepted. And it's so important that you do that. When you finish the webinar today, you want to contact me. I'll be happy to go over your messaging and see what you're doing there, and make sure we maybe can tweak it a little bit for you. That's all. Um, so that is so important to have your LinkedIn profile done. Don't make it too general on your headline on LinkedIn. Uh, and I believe there are 4 things that haven't changed over the last 10 years that people want to know when they come to your profile, look at your cover banner and your headline, and they are, write this down for yourselves. Who are you? What do you do? What can you do for me? And the most importantly, to be able to properly copyright this and explain this and communicate, why should I use your services? If someone asks you on the spot, why should I use you as opposed to the 100 or thousands of people do what you do on LinkedIn? Why you? And if you can't answer that right away in 30 seconds, then you need to really sit down and think about, why me? You know the magic you bring to the table. You've had people tell you beforehand, "Hey, I love working with you. I really love working with you. This is why." So my suggestion is, write that stuff down. When people tell you, and if you haven't had the people tell you, ask your clients, send out a survey, ask people when you're on your client meetings. "Hey, you know what? I'm starting to do some more tweaking to my stuff, social media on LinkedIn and other places. Would you mind telling me why you like working with me? Is it because I produce results? Is it because my methodologies? Like, why do you like working with me?" Write that down and figure out how to communicate that. People hire me to do that because sometimes we can't see our own forest or own trees. So next thing is your about section, which is 2,000 characters. A lot of people have a lot of terrible about sections, right? Once again, I'm a CEO of my company. I've been, running in my business here, but it doesn't explain this part over here is, which is, what can you do for me? The last 2, and why should I use you? So you really, really explain this. Okay. And if you look at my information on LinkedIn, as far as what I do and why I do it, these are the things that you need. And look at this screenshot over here. 19,430 followers a year ago, 10,000 new people added to my LinkedIn profile in the last 10 years, organically. Nothing purchased, nothing bought, just organically. Very, very important that you organically build up your profile. So once again, your profile or about section should address their pain points, talk about who you are, what you do, how you solve problems, maybe some case studies, how to connect with you, how to contact you. Oh, and one thing, clean this up. How frustrating is it when you've gone onto someone's profile, you want to contact, you want to talk to, and the websites don't work at all, right? You go here and it says page not found, right? Or it goes on this one over here and it says page not found. You have no Calendly on there, you have no phone numbers on there. I want to hire you, I want to talk to you about your services. I have no idea how to contact you. So make sure this stuff over here, very, very important. When's the last time you updated your contact info? Is it up to date properly? So that's really important. I'll also, a couple of emojis would be cool in there. I call it having a little sizzle with your steak. People on LinkedIn in 2024 want to be educated. They want to know how to do something. They want to know B, how to solve something. They want to know how you can help them. They want to know what you have done in similar situations they have in video marketing or a static post or a slider that goes across the screen. You've seen sliders. By the way, sliders on LinkedIn are simply PDFs, right? You load up a PDF on LinkedIn, it becomes a slider. So very, very important. You have all these things done, all your I's dotted, all your T's crossed, because once again, what does this add to? The credibility hump. I want to make sure that before I talk to you and book a meeting with you, you're the gal, you're the guy, right? I want to make sure that you're the one. So make sure you have all the stuff over here. The same thing on your experience section. Do you have the key phrases when you click on see more in your experience section to make sure that you have LinkedIn SEO in there? Make sure you have the key phrases that people would normally put into Google to find your services are all these three different places, right? Take a look at the chat box. There you go. There you go. And it was having issue connecting with Alan in my interface. I can follow, but I can't connect connections. Oh, really? Well, I should still have I should have a lot of connection requests left. I'm only at 29,000 and something. But if you can't connect with me or send me a connection request, follow me temporarily. I'll reach out to you afterwards. I'll download the chat over here, and I'll make sure that I eventually click on more. Yeah, click on more. Oh, there you go, Peter. So there is. So here is my the little more thing. Click on this one over here and go connect. Right? It should say connect over here. Right? That's how you do it. Thank you very much, sir, for helping that person with that. Great information. Okay, so the next thing is in your experience section. Once again, if you're looking for a job on LinkedIn, make sure you have something good in there. Also, super, super important, make sure that people are watching your social media. We've all heard of horror stories on Facebook and other places. Make sure you're not clicking on and doing any kind of radical posting or commenting on something. I won't say his name, but it starts with a D, ends with a T. Don't put on crazy stuff on LinkedIn about that guy. Okay? People don't want to see it. People don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with it. So don't do it. So the two things I don't talk about really on LinkedIn is religion and politics. Very, very. I mean, you can do that and it won't be controversial, but you can get a lot of people unfollowing you if you do a wrong kind of post or piss somebody off. So be kind on LinkedIn. Now, also people say to me, "Hey Al, I have multiple positions, I have multiple businesses. Should I create multiple profiles?" And the answer is no, freaking no, a big no, right? LinkedIn could suspend your profile. In fact, I had someone who just hired me for my get on LinkedIn jail service over here, which is this one over here. Anybody who has gotten LinkedIn jail, right? Getting their profile suspended or temporarily suspended. Also, let you know, you may not even know your profile is in temporary suspension or restriction. I've had two situations now on my LinkedIn where I could see my LinkedIn, but other people told me they couldn't. So sometimes LinkedIn will put a restriction on your profile and you don't even know it. So make sure that you consistently reach out to other people and say, hey, can you see my if you think something weird is going on, Can you see my profile? Can you get my messages on LinkedIn? LinkedIn is bad about that. Also, LinkedIn's bad from the fact that their bots will often suspend somebody for no reason. My person got suspended for having their VA from the Philippines log into their account, and they got suspended for that. So one of LinkedIn's rules is you cannot have other people taking care of your LinkedIn account for you. So you got to make sure that you're doing it properly. There's a secret to that. So contact me afterwards. You want to know the secret of how to properly use a VA on your profile and not get suspended. Here's some examples of what a before and after looks like, a profile makeover looks like that I do, and a profile makeover looks like that you should do. Here is the headshot, not smiling. Here's the banner, no banner. Here is, the headline, executive director at his company, and then the difference afterwards. And I'll tell you right now that if you look at his profile now, it looks amazing. Another one here is David Weinkauf. Half a headshot. Also, you can see that this headshot over here is much younger than this headshot over here. So, when's the last time you changed your headshot? We've all seen that. You go to a meeting with somebody, it's like, who are you? Because your headshot's like 20 years old, right? So make sure your headshot is decently upgraded or decently updated. I mean, you don't need to have, once again, a professional photographer take your headshot and have someone take it for you. Make sure you're wearing a suit and tie. Make sure that you're wearing everything that you need for yourself, right? And make sure you're smiling. Use your cell phone camera. Take like 20 or 30 shots. I had people when they hired me for LinkedIn profile makeovers or my LinkedIn done for you lead generation service, and send me like one headshot. Like, this headshot's not even any good at all. So take like 20 headshots, different levels of smiling, different levels of closeness. Also, make sure your headshot's done on a solid color so you can maybe take it out of the background and put a new background on it. So as you can see, David has a grayish background on his headshot. Make sure, and it's black and white. Make sure your background color for your headshot, if you want to screen it out, has none of the colors you're wearing. Isn't your skin color? It's not like a light beige, dark tan color. Just go to do your headshot and take yourself out of it, and all of a sudden your head will disappear. So you can put that on there. Here's another one over here. Sharon came to me as a CEO of a large construction company in San Francisco, and you look at a different headshot afterwards. You wanted to put a more professional face onto LinkedIn. So we changed her banner, did change her headshot, changed her your headline for herself. Very, very important. The next thing I'm always asked also is, should I have a company page on LinkedIn? And my answer for you is yes. And unless your company, has a lot of employees, I don't do too much on my company page, but I have a fully functioning, fully finished off company page, and so should you also. It's like going to someone on LinkedIn and saying, "Yeah, I'd love to be able to work for you. What's your website?" And you go to them, "I don't have a website." And they go to you, "What?" I want to see what you do. It's just like one of those things given. It's like, website, you know, once again, that credibility hump, that trust factor. You want to have a fully finished and professional profile. You want to have a fully finished and professional company page. And you want to make sure that the three properties, professional profile, company page, and your website all have a similar look and feel, because I have doing this for so many years now. I've seen where the profile says one thing, has certain colors, certain branding, company page something else, and the website has something totally different. And all three have not been updated properly. So you make sure that all three work together, because usually when I've been told, because I ask my clients, what were you looking at before you came to me and said, let's do a sales call, do a introduction call on LinkedIn? And those are the three things they said I looked at. I looked at your profile, your company page, your website, to make sure you have all those three things done very properly. So here are some samples of some great profile headlines. I'll pop this in the chat box for you so you can go there. Yes, and your number hasn't changed on LinkedIn recently. I was looking at the chat box. Yeah, 30,000 is your connection limit of first connections. And that is true still, Erica. But you can have people follow you. And if you do something, which I'm going to show you in a second over here, which is turning on, I'm actually going to do this after I do something else here. I'll just do it randomly. Next thing is how to rank on LinkedIn. So here is something called your LinkedIn SSI score. Please do me a favor, click on the link and go to there now. You have to share it with me. Uh, most people I find on LinkedIn have a SSI score, social selling index score, between 50 and 60. 70 or above is great. 80 or above is amazing. And what is an SSI score? Why should I care about this? Well, it's two things. You should care about it and you shouldn't care about it. The thing that you should care about is it gives you basically a snapshot of how you're doing on LinkedIn by establishing your personal brand, finding the right people on LinkedIn to connect with, engaging with insights, and build relationships. So, what this will do, the higher SSI score you have, the more you'll appear on LinkedIn searches when someone's doing that search over here for a lawyer, right? So very, very important that you have all your I's dotted, T's crossed, and you have, your SSI score is hopefully 70 or above, so that you appear on people's search pages, like result pages afterwards, or they're searching for a certain service because people are using LinkedIn like a search engine. They're going for, how can I find a professional accountant in my city here? How can I find a lead generation expert in my city over here? I find that people want to deal with people in the city. Very, very important also. Um, oh, and the reason you shouldn't worry about it is because it's actually a sales tool for Sales Navigator, which is one of the 4 premium LinkedIn memberships. And I'll probably a slide here somewhere about jump the gun. People ask me, should I have a premium membership on LinkedIn if I am doing serious marketing and lead generation? And the answer is 100% yes. There are 4 memberships. There's Career, which is about 30, 40 bucks a month. Business, which is about 50, 60 bucks a month. Sales Navigator, which is about 80 to $100 a month. And then Recruiter. Recruiter is, I think, is something like 120 or 150 bucks a month. I don't really know because I don't really look at Recruiter. But the 3 ones I do look at, which is Career, Business, and Sales Navigator, are ones you should have. Why should you have those? Because number one, they let you, now write this down, they let me send out more connection requests. I believe LinkedIn has whittled down the amount of connection requests you can send per week to like 10 or 20 now per week if you have no membership at all. But then you can still do, I believe, the 100 per week if you have any kind of premium membership. I am lucky. I found one, 10 years ago. I've been a paid member of LinkedIn. I found one for $100 a year. Lucky me. Woohoo! You can't get it anymore. It's called Spotlight. It's only 100 and change a year. And I've had it, I've paid for it every single year because I miss one payment. It's gone, man. But that'll let me send out my connection request. That'll let me send out my thing here. And also, really important, if you have a paid for membership on LinkedIn is another great sales method or way to bump up your sales. Who's viewed my profile? So if I don't have a paid for membership on LinkedIn, then I will see, I think it's like 4 or 5 people on here. But if I do have a professional thing on LinkedIn, I can just go over here and I can click on accept, 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 right? So thank you, Chester, Andres, and Erica. I sure appreciate your connection. I just accepted your connection request, so I know I can still receive them. And also show more premium analytics. It gives you this little chart over here. It's not fantastic, but it's great. And you can go to the companies, you can go to industries, locations. You can just get a better idea of who's looking at your profile. And then if you're not not a first connection with that person. You can actually message them and say, "Hey, David, I see you are on my profile. I would love to connect with you properly. I noticed we never had a Zoom meeting or something, and then it can hopefully get that person to really authentically connect with me." And that's the word I want to use in today's webinar. Write this down: authenticity. No hyperbole, no, I can do this for you and get you, 200 leads every single week, right? Real connection, real information, real stuff on LinkedIn to show people who you are. Because once again, like I said beforehand, write this down for yourselves. People want to deal with people on LinkedIn, not some nameless faceless corporation. Which we get back to the company page. Through the company page, yes, am I going to get a lot of engagement on my company page if I don't have a larger company? Probably not a lot. People want to see it on there to make sure you're credible, like having a website, but you're not going to get a lot of engagement on your company page unless you have a decent sized company. And then you can start putting money and resources in your company page. But you'll want to put all those resources and money into your personal profile in the beginning instead. The algorithm. LinkedIn algorithm. It's a bot, right? Doesn't know whether doesn't know, he doesn't know how to think really by itself. It just tells LinkedIn or tells itself what to do based upon how they got programmed. That's why a lot of profiles get suspended, and I help them get unsuspended because they got unsuspended incorrectly. They didn't make any like terrible post or something. It's just something they didn't know that was against LinkedIn's rules. So the algorithm, LinkedIn's reach has gone down, but in terms of marketing and lead generation, results remain consistent, which means you have to be authentic on LinkedIn. You got to put authentic content on LinkedIn on a regular basis to show people who you are, what you care about, right? So these are the things that people look at here. And let's take a look for a second over here. This is a brand new thing over here. No likes, no comments yet. 8 likes on here. Look at this one over here. 64 likes, 64 comments, which is down. I used to see a lot more likes on here beforehand. But um, if you can be authentic with people, if they can go into somebody who really posts on your, does a comment on your post, like look at this guy, Dr. Brian Harmon. I know Brian. He put a little message afterwards saying, "Thank you supporting Jim." Right? So he answered probably every single comment on here, right? Very, very important. So you have to be in a dogfight on LinkedIn feed to make sure that you get a good boost and you turn your profile not only into a outbound marketing lead generation tool, but a inbound marketing relationship tool, right? What's outbound? Outbound is sending out messages. Outbound is sending out posts and information on LinkedIn. Inbound is when people come to you or comment on you or go onto your profile and click on your Calendly and say, "Hey, I want to talk to you. I see what you've been doing. I like what I see. I need your help." So, are you posting content on LinkedIn that once again either tells people how to do something, solves a problem, right? Tells people, and sometimes are you doing something authentic? Like I've posted on LinkedIn, for instance, I broke my leg about 2 or 3 years ago. I did a video on that on how important family is because it took care of me while I was laid up on the couch for like a month and a half with my broken leg with crutches, right? Those are the things, and I got a huge bump after that. So don't post buy from me, buy from me, buy from me all the time. Post authentic stuff. Post about how relationships have changed in your office after COVID. Post about, the struggles that you've gone through in your business during COVID or life in general, and how you overcame them. Post about how to do something. If you're a realtor, post about maybe, what are the 10 greatest tips you can give on how to, dress your house up before you sell it, right? Those kind of things. So, and I'll go over more of that in a second to show you what kind of things really get resonation on LinkedIn, what really resonates with people. You got to work smarter. You can't control the LinkedIn algorithm, but you have powerful control on what you post on there. So you want to post cool stuff. Once again, people want a little bit of sizzle with a steak. So post something cool, special effects on your video, background music on your video, right? I've seen people do videos with no background music, and then I look at them and I change them up and put some background music, and they go back afterwards. Wow, that's like 10 times better now, right? So remember that. People want some sizzle with your steak. They want you want to put some emojis in your text above your post. If you're posting a video or posting a image, you want to upgrade your equipment for podcasting, video creation, live streaming. The three things I tell my clients to buy are something called Smart Mic. You want to write it down for yourself? It's SMARTMIKE. Little microphone that fits your lapel, goes on Bluetooth to an app on your phone, gives you crystal clear sound. Because I've done posts or done content marketing for clients who give me their own content, and when you don't have a microphone attached to your phone, get that kind of hollow sound to it. It sounds really crappy. So a green screen, a ring light that has maybe two different, components, one for your phone that'll shoot the video, one for a tablet. And if you want to contact me afterwards, be happy to show you the one I bought myself. One that has a tablet that has like a teleprompter on it. So that's what I do in my videos. I got lots of information to share you about video, but we only have an hour here, and we're almost at the 12 o'clock mark. Gotta hurry up a little bit here. This is gonna run a little bit over noon. I'll tell you right now. I'm not too much over, but about maybe 5-10 minutes over. I'll tell you beforehand. If you can part your own next meeting till afterwards. Content marketing, super important in 2024. People also ask me, how much content should I post every single day? Should I post once a day? Should I post once a week? Right? So I find that posting 2 to 3 times per week, making one of those posts every couple of weeks, a video. Videos do very well. Carousel posts, static posts, right? Remember I told you about your SSI score? A good way of increasing your SSI score dramatically is to comment on other people's posts and articles, like, share, and comment. That will raise your SSI score. Very, very important. Content marketing is great. Video, I love doing, the best thing I love doing is video content. And once again, people want to have things that are done differently, right? And then for content marketing, the wording that goes above a content marketing piece, people have struggled like crazy with that. They come to me and say, yeah, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to do. Well, here's ChatGPT. Where is it here? Is it on this one here? Is it on this one here? I think it is over here. It is. Hopefully this one will work properly. So once again, remember I told you how to participate in over here? ChatGPT works on prompts. 1 second here. Pardon me. So do me a favor. Tell me what you want me to write a post about, like a post about real estate, a post about medical stuff, a post about marketing. In the chat box, somebody tell me what I should write a post about. Just put it in here, write about marketing, write about real estate, write about legal, write about something else. Who has the first one? ACA employer mandate. Okay, that's a good one. Let's see if that does something. So here's how ChatGPT works. Watch this over here. I'm going to move my stuff around. So turn my thing on here. Watch this. It's really cool. In the tone of fun but professional, I want you to write a LinkedIn post about watch this, man. This is so cool. It's a little bigger here. Hopefully it'll be do this again here. So in the tone of professional but fun, I want you to write a 500 word post about this over here. Let's try this again here. So you gotta be specific, very specific about this. Try it again here. Look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing in the world since sliced bread? Now, I'll go in here afterwards. I'll grab this. I'll put it into Word document. I'll quickly edit this, but I'd have to do any of this stuff over here. Look at 500 words probably. So in the chat box there, what do you think about that, Sandro? Was that the coolest thing? Let's do one more for food safety for Cindy. So I'm just going to open up my thing over here. Let's go to the bottom and do so here again. All about the prompts. So let's go back up here. Grab this. Grab this. Put this in there. Grab this buck over here. You can copy this. I'll put this in the chat box. How's that sound for you? Now we have a prompt for it. And then put this bottom over here. So if you want to contact me afterwards about how to get ChatGPT for yourself personally, it's free, by the way, and I can show you how to get it. Just contact me afterwards. So here's one vote. Food safety. And look at even those emojis on here for you. Like how freaking cool is that? So I won't go over too much about this, but you can see what it does for you, right? And they'll save you a ton of time. Next thing we're going to talk about is video creation. Here's some videos I created in the past beforehand. Here's the one I did on exercise.
Out of all the non-business things I do in my life, exercise is probably the most important. Exercise provides clarity of the...
There's one on that LinkedIn restriction. I've been put in LinkedIn jail.
Help, 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 help. I've been put in LinkedIn jail and I can't get out.
So I got some special effects in there. I got some background music. Here's one for LinkedIn Event Platform.
You're not using LinkedIn Event Platform and it's costing you money. The LinkedIn Event Platform, what is it? In January 2020, LinkedIn...
This is done back in January 2020. I did this video here. So all these things are so important. And as you notice in my videos, cool moving special effects in the background, some other cool stuff happening, right? And music in the background also. So very, very important. Here are some results you can get on posting your content on LinkedIn if you're properly. These are real screenshots from real people's posts on LinkedIn I found that people I'm connected to. 1,313 likes, 380 comments, 26,499 views. The bottom one has 43,000 plus views. So if you don't think LinkedIn can get you some amazing reach and make you just a ton of money, you are wrong. And one good example of that is my friend Bridget Hassian. She is one of my first connections. She has over 4 million with an M followers. She's like Richie Rich, man, just printing the money because people hire her for keynote speaking. She does HR. I remember one great story she told me one time, one of her video posts about, as an HR consultant, she went into a company and the person was going to do hiring that day, doing interviews. She came to her and said, hey, one of my interviewees came to the interview half an hour late, soaking wet. I'm going to let him go home. She says, wait a minute, hold back a second. Let's talk to this person and find what's going on. And in the video, she had a great, touching, moving story. I almost cried afterwards. This person was on the video also talking about how his bus broke down, how he had to run for half an hour to the appointment, and they hired him, became the best employee ever in the whole company. So very, very important that you don't dismiss the power of marketing, the power of content marketing and posting on LinkedIn, because just imagine if this was you over here having 4 million plus followers. Rich Media profile on your profile here. So this is my profile again, or kick me out again. See, that kicks me doing this on this browser. I'm not sure everybody's experienced that. I gotta do a Google search on why it kicked me out here. So What was I going to do here? I was going to, oh yeah, my profile here. So look at this in my features section, right? So here I have all my different, videos I did here. I did a cool video on Halloween, and I got 504 likes, 30 comments, because once again, something different. It's some sizzle in my steak. I just had some fun
Hey,
with
LinkedIn
one of my video
family,
softwares.
it's not your typical day on the profession
503
network,
likes,
is it?
30
Well,
comments.
it's almost Halloween, and guess what? I've got a transformation in store for you today. You might know me as a LinkedIn lead generation expert, but today I'm transforming into something a bit different. Are you ready?
Anyways, just say something. So my whole thing is, what can I do differently? And your whole thing should be, my clients, what can I do differently on LinkedIn that nobody else is doing at all, right? And so you got to figure out, what can I do something different on LinkedIn to get 503 likes, 30 comments, right? 769 impressions on my post, right? Just all that up. Every time you get those things happening, get a couple more followers on there. So you must have rich media content on your profile to make sure your profile, once again, is amazing, right? Also, when you see people on LinkedIn sending you messages trying to sell you something in a connection message, or immediately after you say yes to accepting their connection request, don't do that. No one wants to be sold to on LinkedIn. They want to be helped out. So messaging people on LinkedIn, here's what I see on a regular basis. Here is a connection message on February 8th of last year, right? Sales message. Didn't accept it. I just got a screenshot of it because I wanted to, make sure that people saw it. So LinkedIn event platform is one of my last things I'm going to be teaching you about today. You're not using it, are you? Out of the billion people on LinkedIn, I think they said like 10 million people are using the event platform, which is amazing because this leaves you with a extremely unique opportunity to use it yourself and get tons of engagement and tons of people coming to you to drive inbound leads. There is nothing more powerful than educational marketing, or what I call, and you might have heard this phrase beforehand, edutainment. I want to entertain my people. I want to have fun with them, but I also want to educate them also. So, make sure that you're using the LinkedIn event platform. There we go, people. Wow. I feel like all spoken out. So what can you do to make your lead generation marketing work for you today? The most important thing is make sure you have a automated lead flow coming in that makes sure you have 5 to 15 sales calls every single week from LinkedIn alone. And then also have things happening from other parts of your funnel, like, referrals and email marketing and all those things here. Number 2 is you have no warm-up system, because the stats are that anytime people seeing your message on LinkedIn, write it down for yourselves, 1 to 3% of people who see your messaging or marketing stuff on LinkedIn want to actually buy from you or want to talk to you right now. 7% want to talk to you. They might want to talk to you in like 2 or 3 weeks or a month from now. 30% want to talk to you in 2 weeks to 6 months. 30% in 6 months to a year. And the last 30% don't want to talk to you ever. They will never be your client, so don't bother going after them. But imagine if you had a system so that when people are at that 2-week mark or that 30-day mark or that 6-month mark or the 1-year mark, they're still seeing stuff from you. They're still seeing you in front of their face on a regular basis. When they're finally ready to pull the trigger, you are the girl or the guy you need to happen for that sales. And the last thing is, you're too busy running your company to be consistent and running everything yourself. You don't have an automated system. Your calendar's not getting booked up. You're tired of doing it yourself, so you want someone to do it for you. I do a customized LinkedIn profile prescription for you to help you out here. Your profile, look over your profile, what you should be doing. I'm going to do it for you. I'll do it for you. How many connections you have. You need a automated connection system, a content marketing system. I'll create your content for you. You want to have great conversations. I'll create your messages for you that convert. You want to have conversions. I'll create a follow system that converts, and plans and systems to do this all for you. How many leads you need per week? I find people need anywhere between $5 and $15 the magic number. That's why I figured out a system that delivers 5 to 15 brand new, high quality, leads of people who actually want to buy from you. Not tire kickers, but have seen your marketing messages, seen your videos, and want to buy from you. So you need a plan of action, you need systems. Here's some previous clients. David Crane closed an $85,000 deal. And there are many people out there who just do amazing. Tony closed a $30 million deal with 3 different home builders because he does architectural woodworking, making custom cabinets, kitchen stuff over there. He was like blown away. He's still my client, and I do stuff for him on a regular basis still because I got him $30 million in sales to can afford me till he dies. So, what do you need from help from LinkedIn? What do you need someone to help you with? Wouldn't you like to have someone in your back pocket to help you with? I'll tell you right now, I don't fix my own car engine. I don't fix my air conditioner or my furnace myself. At some point in time, you got to figure out, is it time to hire somebody? Is it time to get some personal help? So I got a couple of different things I can give you in creating a customized system for converting your profile, for converting your messaging, copywriting, right? Your content on LinkedIn, creating your videos, creating your content for you, right? What kind of automation do you have for yourself, right? What kind of membership should you buy? Wouldn't you like to have someone who can tell you about all the little known LinkedIn features that actually convert? There's one feature on mobile LinkedIn that converts like crazy and no one knows about it. Contact me after the webinar over here personally, have a conversation. I'll be happy to tell you about it for free, right? You don't know why you're not getting engagement on your messages. You don't know why you're getting engagement on your content marketing or your videos. You're not getting likes. You're not getting, comments on there. You're not doing any LinkedIn events. You're not in any groups. You're not doing any. Oh, do you want to use paid advertising? People ask me that. There's one ad on LinkedIn that converts like crazy. Once again, book a meeting with me. I'll be happy to tell you about it. And lastly, it's about trust. We all don't buy from people usually or pull the trigger on packages or things because we're not quite sure if it's going to work out for us. I want to tell you right now, you can trust me. I'm the kind of guy, my wife will tell you that also, gets pissed off at me so much of my time. I'm the kind of guy who will be up to 12 midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning working on your video because I promised you by tomorrow, right? I've been in the lead generation industry on LinkedIn for 14 years. I have 141 plus recommendations on LinkedIn. I got a great reputation. You can trust me. So here is how you contact me. I'm going to put this information into the chat box. And now I am going to answer all of your questions. So if you have a question about LinkedIn, about how to use it, unmute yourself. I'll be happy to help you out. I'll be happy to answer them. Unmute yourself. Type it in the chat box. I'm ready. Send me those questions now. Go ahead. Come on, people. I'm going to turn this off for a second over here. I want to see your great faces. I'm going to unmute. You want to unmute yourself. Thank you, Darlene. Anybody has any questions about any of the content I saw on LinkedIn, I'll be happy to share my screen again, go back to LinkedIn, show you how to do something. What questions do you have?
Hi, Alan.
Yes, Atif.
Would you be able to share the PowerPoint? I think I'd like to share some of your comments, and I do a horrible job trying to summarize what you said.
I got that. I can't share the PowerPoint itself, but I will be sending the recording afterwards.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. I can take some notes from that. Appreciate that.
Anybody have any questions about LinkedIn itself, about something I said on LinkedIn, something how to do something? I'm not quite sure. Anybody? Please send me a connection request. Please book a meeting with me. I'd love to actually personally know you. How many people do you have on LinkedIn on your profile as far as first connections you've never talked to beforehand? Like you literally never talked to them. You haven't messaged them in years. You haven't talked to them. Why are they on there? So send me a connection request, please. Send me a book on my calendar. I'd be happy to talk to you, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have right now. Send me questions. How do you see AI influence LinkedIn marketing? Well, I just told you, Sandro, AI can be used to create content. AI can be used to, probably do other things on LinkedIn. But the AI I use right now myself personally is ChatGPT to do my posts. So, anybody else have any questions about LinkedIn? Andres, I see you there. I see your video is on. You want to ask a question? No, that's fine. You don't have to. I can't hear you. You're not mute. You're still muted. So unmute yourself. Or you're using the wrong microphone on your system. Anybody else have any questions at all? And maybe if you have a question, just type it in the chat box. That's all. Anybody else? I know I held you here a couple minutes over the hour here. I apologize for that. Anybody else? Anybody else? On ChatGPT content, I find that produced content is not engaging. I find I spend a lot of time reworking it. And this is a prompting issue to find out. It's probably a lot of a prompting issue also. So you need to learn. There are things out there. I would just Google it. How to, what are the best prompts to use? I've heard also you sometimes have to tell ChatGPT beforehand who you are. So you can go on there and say, hey, because once you're logged into your account, you can start training it. So I believe you can put in stuff in there saying, hey, I'm a LinkedIn lead generation expert, just for your information, that kind of thing, right? Or, or put in things like, in the tone professional but serious, in the tone but other things, right? So
Okay.
those kind of stuff.
Okay.
No problem at all. Anybody else have any questions at all before we jump off? Anybody else? Fran asked, Alan, do you have a published price list for your services? Yes, I do. Or actually, I don't know if it's published prices on there, but I do have a website you can go to. Here it is right here. I'll just pop it into the chat box over here. You can see my services on LinkedIn. Here we go. Here's my website. I have a done for you system. I have a training system for training you how to do it yourself. I have let's go on here for a second and just share my screen for 2 seconds here. I have where's my website? Is it here? Oh, here it is. Okay. I have a done for you system. I have a foundation system where I just do a profile overhaul and give you the information on what you should do. There's price point on that page over here, right? I have a foundation system where I teach you how to do it yourself. I have a profile makeover system where I just make over your profile and give you scripts and everything else that convert. So all these things I can do for you. Here's some examples of people's profiles I've done before and afterwards. I'll put that in the chat box over here. So Cindy asked, how do I increase my SSI score? And once again, Cindy, the best way to increase your SSI score, a link in chat. A link for what, Dean? A friend. A link to my, if you just download the chat box, I'll be sending out my information inside the, when I send out the replay email anyways. But getting back to what I was saying, how do you increase your SSI score? The best way to do it is go on to people who you want to become them to become your client and engage in their content. Like, share, and comment, and do that on a regular basis, and that will increase your SSI score. Hopefully that answered your question there. I'll be accepting all your connection requests. Link for the website, please, and for services. Okay, so once again, here is my website again. It's leadwizard.ca. You can go on there and check out what I do, and then book a meeting with me. My book a meeting with me to go onto my Calendly is on the website. Once again, I'll be sending out all that information also in the replay. And I just hear someone who is doing my driveway. No shoveling my driveway using that snowblower. So I'm gonna pop off now. I want to thank all of you once again for taking your time. I know you're busy. Thank you so much. You guys have a blessed day, okay? Bye-bye. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Whee!